Hey guys, in this video we are going to do text assignment chapter 2 exercise 1. So to do this, you would be doing this by hand using a pencil. In order to create the video, I'm using Microsoft Paint, which is a phenomenal software. I love it. And the objective here is you are shown an isometric view of a 3D part, and you are asked to show all the object lines and all the hidden lines and any center lines, which for this one, since there's no holes, there would not be any center lines. So you will be showing all object lines and all hidden lines. They graciously showed you the global outline right here, and you would need to include any hidden and object lines within it. So you have your top view here, your front view, and your right view. So top view would be if you're looking as a bird straight down. A front view would be if you had someone standing like right here, looking straight at it, like this is their line of sight. And then a side view would be if you were standing right here, looking straight at it. So this is like the front, this is the right side, and then the top would be a cute little birdie looking straight down. Okay, so you can start with any of the three, but we'll start with the front view. I think that makes some sense. So if you're standing right here, you visibly see these lines. So let's kind of look at what we're talking at. Right here in this corner would be right here, and it goes straight up to the top, then it goes down at an angle, then it goes down, and then the next thing you would see, next interruption, would be the top of this little center slope right here. Then it goes over, then it goes down, and then you would first see this angle right here, but then eventually, because this angle is steeper than that angle, it would be interrupted. And then what you would physically be seeing is the slope right here. You would also be seeing this line in its entirety. So that's going to be the first thing I have to draw, is going to be a line right here extending it across. So from here, I can extend this line, basically trying to keep the same angle as best as I can all the way over to the end right there. And you might be asking yourself, is that going to be a hidden line or an object line? Well, this one's going to be an object line, since I would be physically seeing that line. Okay? Next, and there's no order that you're doing it, you're more drawing it in the order that you can see it, is there's a line right here. And every time there is a line, whether it be object or hidden, is any kind of discontinuity. Anytime you're having a change in shape or direction, that's going to be a line. And the back of this ramp, and right here, there's definitely going to be a line right there. However, from here, you don't see it. If you don't see it and it's there, what kind of line is that? A hidden line. Hidden lines are always dashed. So I'm just going to draw it like a solid line, and then go ahead and like use some erasing going on. So it goes as a straight line, and it basically terminates where this line would extend. So something like that. And then, of course, you would not be using this. You would be having your pencil, but some rules with hidden lines is you do want to make sure that the hidden line is touching each end. You don't want a gap at the very end. And you kind of want to be somewhat consistent with your spacing. Okay, while we're here, I think we should also be able to see that there is going to be a hidden line having this extend straight down. Right here, right? You wouldn't be able to see that there's a line right there. So we're going to extend that straight. Maybe make that go over a little bit more. Okay, you also should be having it kind of touch like that. Okay, so now what's hidden and what's object? Well, From here down would actually be hidden, right? Because at that point, this point right here, that is this point right here. So anything above that is going to be this visible portion, right? This extending just a little bit beyond it. So from here up is going to be object. From here down is going to be hidden, since that's going to be the unseen section of that ramp. Let's go back a little bit. So I'm going to create a few dashed lines from here, trying to keep that extended, right? You don't want to have it be like dashed like that. You want it to be like a little bit of an L shape where the hidden line is contacting a hidden line. Okay, anything else on the front view? Yes, we have this steep slope right here, because once the steepness reaches a certain point, it gets cut off from your view by this less steep slope. However, we shouldn't see that this steep slope extends downward to this line right there. So you're going to create another line and somewhat try your best to keep the slope extended. And should that be object or hidden? I feel like I'm in an episode of Dora the Explorer when I ask these questions. Hidden. Good. I'm going to assume that you answered my question in your living rooms. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything for the front view. Now we are going to do either the top or the right side. Well, that's a really bad S. No, it's a great S. Okay. Let's do the top. So if you're on the top, all you'll see is a bunch of rectangles, right? From the top, you won't be able to tell if there are any slopes at all. Everything just looks like rectangles. You don't really know what's going on. So this line right here is a depth line. Depth lines would be right here. So I have a vertical line somewhere over here. And my question would be, where is that line coming? Do you know what this distance is? Do you know what this width distance is? It's not given. You could estimate it, but how is that going to be accurate? You can tell the width right here based on the projection from the top, from the front view. All these line up. So this right here would be the same width as shown in the front view from point A to point B. So you can actually kind of draw like a little extension. Of course, I can do this, you can't. Something like that would be where that line appears. It should perfectly line up with this line as shown. Let's call each of these 2. It doesn't really matter as long as you're consistent, but we'll call it all 2. This one had to be there because it was shown. These, you don't have a frame of reference, so we're going to call this 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 for 10 total. From the top view, all this looks like is a rectangle from here all the way to the end. Same with this right here, right? 2 in, from here all the way to the end. Then 2 more in, we have a rectangle, but we don't go all the way to the end, right? How far do we go? Can you just kind of arbitrarily choose it? Not exactly. You already specified on the front view that the middle ramp thing goes to around here, which as long as you're consistent, I'm okay with. I basically have it a hair over the third one in. So something like that. And I'm going to just continue my own logic. Something like that, right? Now it looks like it's on the line, but that's just because of the thickness of my lines. Okay, are we done? Nope, we have one more line. Again, object lines occur anytime you have any kind of change in continuity, any kind of change in direction. In practice, like, you might not really see that there's a physical solid line right there. Like in the real world, you wouldn't see that line as profound. But for engineering purposes, you do want to include that line here. And that line is located via the front view, right? Right here, extended upward. Dang it. I think I'm letting go of the shift before I let go of the mouse. So I gotta remember to do mouse first. Although I'm doing this anyway, so it didn't really matter. Okay. We have no hidden lines on the top view. So I think we're done with the top view. Okay, now the right side. Now we're some dude looking at it this way. I see a solid line right here. And what is that? What is the height of that? Can you just say it's 2? No, not exactly, because that should be the same exact distance as right here. Okay. This height right here is going to be the same height over here. And we go over 2. Let's kind of draw that out. I'm on very low battery, so I have to kind of go quickly. Same thing to the other side. Boom. This top height right here is specified, like how far down it goes as a height is measured from right here, which is like a little bit past it. Go over. And the middle one goes up to a height as shown right there, which is a little bit underneath it. Again, no hidden lines on that one as well. And I believe we are done with this view. Okay, I am not going to be showing you how to do the next one. I want you to do that on your own.